Welcome to Outback Outdoors. Make sure you like, subscribe, and click the alert to stay up to date on all our new videos.
Whitetail hunting for us is different than any other kind of hunt. Although the rut is November, the work and the camaraderie begin much earlier. With our killer food plot preparation beginning as early as late spring and new tree stands being scouted and set, it seems our adventure for whitetail lasts much longer, especially in a new area with new friends in Missouri. Just like a child and their birthday, although it seems to have taken forever, whitetail season was finally upon us. Over the summer, the chess pieces had been set. For months we thought about it, dreamed about it, and now it was finally time to play the game.
It's the first morning here in Missouri, and it's a little change of scenery for me. I'm usually used to being on that side of the camera, so Trev and the guys out here in Missouri invited me to hunt this year and try to shoot a buck. Hopefully my first whitetail buck with a bow, so should be a good day. We got in here last night. Trevin came over from Kansas. He'd been hunting with his dad for the past week. I didn't see much there. The weather's supposed to be a little cooler than what Trevin was dealing with in Kansas. It's a nice morning, so we'll get quiet here and see what happens. Hopefully we'll see some does being chased here in a little bit.
Here in Missouri, there's a lot of leaves still on the trees. You can see, it just hasn't been cold. This is our first morning. We're set up here on this killer food plot. And they have been hammering it. I mean, it looks like it just almost bare dirt. Amazing. There's a lot of deer in here. We're hoping for a freeze, but the rut's gonna happen regardless. And these bucks are definitely starting to push does. Young buck. 2-year-old. We are so fortunate to be able to travel around the country and hunt such interesting places. And at each of these places, we meet some of the most amazing people. Travis Layne and Aaron Ray are great friends who've been hunting this property in Missouri for years. They've allowed us to join in on their hunt, and we are privileged that they are willing to share their insight and years worth of knowledge and experience on this property. For this year's hunt, they've joined the team and both picked up a camera and recorded this adventure alongside us.
Aaron, he'd heard this deer up the draw here. We got to looking and he skirted around us about 50 yards and gave him a cry. He ended up working up here within 35 yards. It's just too thick. I didn't ever have a shot.
Hello, I'm Trevin Stoltzfus, and welcome to the Wilderness Athlete Minute. On this segment, I want to address something where I fall short, and that's snacking. I tend to eat a lot of junk food, partly because I'm not planning my snacking out, and I don't have any good recipes. The Wild Kitchen from Wilderness Athlete brings some amazing new recipes to the table, and one of my favorites is the Paulson Snack Ball. It only takes 5 minutes. You need 2 cups of almond butter, 1 cup of raw honey, 2 cups of Wilderness Athlete chocolate protein powder, 1 cup of old-fashioned oats, and you have some optional stuff you can put in there like flaxseed, cinnamon, dried fruit, stuff like that for different flavors. You're gonna mix all the ingredients together in a large bowl, shape them into 1 to 2 inch balls, and then you're gonna put them in the freezer. And you've got a delicious pre-made snack to help you control those cravings. For these and other amazing recipes, log on to wildernessathlete.com and get your very own The Wild Kitchen. As the temps cooled off, we encountered more and more deer, and the daylight rutting activity picked up. This time of year provides an air of excitement and expectancy, as you never know what the day will bring.
He's holding on to her, she's running, and then he's chasing her, and then he holds her up. I mean, it could happen. He could bring her right by us, or she could bring him, I should say, right by us. So we'll stay vigilant.
As the days grew colder on this adventure, they also ticked by like the second hand of an old grandfather clock, and we knew the time was right. Now it was just a mixture of hunting the right place, at the right time, and with the right wind.
Out on Highway 84, 40 miles outside of town, down the old gravel road, where you can hear the lonely sound, buffalo soldiers falling down. Some who try to run away, some run away to try to hide, some are running from the law, and law don't ever come inside, looking for the children of the night. I sing for the lonely.
We're sitting here filming the fawn and doe, and I hear this grunt. Of course, me and Garrett are pinned filming this way, and it's behind us. And I was able to catch a glimpse of him. He come running in, grunting all the way in. I think Garrett was finally able to get turned, and he wasn't 5 yards right below us. And he kind of looked at them for a while, looked up at us, and didn't like us, and turned around and went away. But that's awesome. Trevin and Craig set up a ground blind yesterday and put it on a piece of land that we haven't been on yet. But they're catching a nice old mature buck coming through there on trail cam about every other day. So hopefully they're there when he's on his path around the property.
I'm Trevin Stoltzfus, and this is Dave Baronio with Outback Outdoors, and this is the Wasp Archery Tech Talk.
There's always been a debate. What's better, a trocar or chisel tip or a cut-on contact blade? Trevin, what do you think?
I'm a cut-on contact guy, partly because I shoot a traditional bow. And in my opinion, I believe that a cut-on contact head in soft tissue gets better penetration, but that's just me.
But for me, I like the chisel tip. I like the trocar tip, especially hunting animals such as elk, a big boned animal, where that trocar tip can break through the rib and get into the cavity, creating a clean kill. But at the end of the day, it depends on, it's accurate, does it work in your setup, are you gonna be efficient?
I think that's the most important thing, is being able to take the time to shoot them both and see what best works for you.
To learn more about the trocar tip or the cut-on contact blade, visit Wasp Archery.
Make the switch.
Meh.
No hair, no blood. That deer had mad ninja skills. Deer ninja. I can only laugh. I mean, I want to cry, but I can only laugh. It is literally the comedy of errors. That's what this trip has been. The deer are starting to move, really, and tomorrow it's our rifle season. And God bless the rifle hunters, they're going to take the fight to them. I mean, they're going to tear some stuff up. This Missouri property has a lot of history. It's really neat. If you're a history buff like I am. Where we're set up here in this ground blind, I can see what we call the big house. It's it's where the homestead was originally set. Nellie is my buddy who owns this property. Him and his sons farm it. We had a chance to go through the big house, and it's pretty interesting. It's actually registered or listed on the top 10 haunted mansions in Missouri. So we went through it, and of course we made sure it was in the middle of the day, and yeah, it was interesting. It's a place that I would not want to be hanging out past dark.
This is called a style block.
A style block?
Style, and I'm not sure how style is spelled because I can barely spell my own name.
Okay.
But the way it was used, people come up in a carriage, and I guess a lot of people were kind of short, nothing personal, in those days, and they would climb these steps to either mount their horse. Stop and think about it.
Right.
You know, my age and my condition, I could step right off here onto a 16-hand tall horse, and that's what it was. It was for guests that were coming to visit. Right. Mind you, the house was built in 1880, but that's what that is.
Great, and this is Ravenwood, and Ravenwood was, who built Ravenwood?
Ravenswood is a farm, not just a house. Yeah. And the farm was founded in 1825. I'm the 6th generation. My sons are the 7th generation, and their children are the 8th generation to live here in Bellair, which Ravenswood's part of Bellair. This house was built in 1880, and it was a wedding gift to Nadine Nelson when she married my great-great-grandfather. And the house, the original cost of the house was $10,000.
That is cool.
Oh, Trevon. Come on in, man. In 1880, this was still Wild West here. If you ever watched the movie Rawhide, they would bring cattle to Sedalia, Missouri. That was the end. That was the end of their trail, which is 35 miles from here. Yeah, that's a Bial Leonard. He was chaplain in George Washington's army, and supposedly in the house. And I'm actively looking for him. There's supposed to be correspondence between him and George Washington, which I would really like to find. The light fixtures were both a combination gas and electricity, because the electricity they had was not very stable, and so they had a lighting system I never understood exactly. It used gasoline, and I didn't think you could compress a liquid, but there's some great big weights in the basement. It was on a pulley system that actually compressed the gasoline, and there's piping all through the house. So they had backup gas lighting because they had their own power plant, and it was Edison power plant. It was not very reliable.
Where do the ghosts hang out?
Oh, this back hallway. I've ran into a few there through the years because we stayed back. You know, my grandparents always kept a room back here. Here's one of the places.
Oh, there's so this is what they're.
Yeah, I forget what these things are called. I might shut it off completely to disable it, and sometime tonight it comes on. But it will make the hair on the back of your neck stand up.
Missouri has been a fun hunt, and definitely an adventure. We work all summer for this moment, and you don't always win. You're hanging trail cams and getting to know the bucks. Your tree stand placements. Throughout this hunt, we already know of some more we need to hang for the different wins. That's just part of it. That's part of the year-long adventure that is deer hunting, not just this time, not just being here with your bow in your hand. One thing's for sure, we didn't get skunked. AR, or Aaron Ray, we call him AR, killed a magnificent buck earlier. He had Travis Layne behind the camera, and it's a buck we call Ichabod that we've seen for 2 years now, and last year he was on the hit list. I'm glad we didn't shoot him because he blew up this year, and he's a magnificent 8. And Aaron had a cool encounter.
Well, October 30th, we're in the stand here once again. So far, been pretty rough this season, but it's not even November yet, so I think we're just getting a little anxious. But any time now, I think it's gonna be like flipping a light switch on. Just gonna be bugs moving everywhere. Halloween tomorrow, so maybe that's when the ghosts will come out. Coming up in the woods. It looks like a shooter from here, I don't know.
Where?
We saw a buck chasing a doe out in the field down there. He come running up here and stood over here for seemed like 30 minutes. But come walk right underneath of us and the hit looked good. Oh man, I'm pumped up.
My man. Look at that rack.
Got him laying on this side. Wow.
Nice buck, my man.
Oh man, I love this stuff.
Hey, my phone went dead. We're driving the truck out to pick him up right now.
Hunting the bucks of Bellair in Missouri this year was a huge success. Although everyone didn't get to notch their tag on one of the impressive mature bucks we had on trail cameras, we did get a chance to hunt an incredible area and share it with some incredible people. As this season came to a close, we will cherish the fond memories, but we're already looking forward to next year and what adventures await us with the bucks of Bellair.
Thanks for watching Outback Outdoors. We encourage you to comment below, and as always, like, subscribe, and click the alert to stay up to date on all our new videos.